Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Yuan Sword 7. I'm a Mysterious JG. I did a little quick bit of Googling between videos and um so the location Domo, I guess I should have realized this. That's just a reference to Domo Studios is the name of the studio that made the game. So it's basically the secret developer room. I always think of Chrono Trigger. It is not the only game to have one of those. Zombies Ate My Neighbors had one of those. There's various games that have that. Although Zombies Ate My Neighbor, I think it was just if you play all the way through, like if you win the game and go through all the way through the credits, you just end up there. It's not like there's no additional secret needed to find it. But the only thread I could find, like looking into this inventory item of the what was it, square sigil. Yeah, you need that to open up that thing, but it appears right behind you. She mentions, like, be nice to my idol if you find him. I don't think there's any other additional secret associated with this. I think we found the secret, but could be wrong. Founder Moji. According to King Jiping, the founder of Moism, Moji, was a bit of a paradox. He stuttered so badly that King Jiping had to present him in negotiations, but on the other hand, he has a genius whose understanding of clockwork technology was on par with Jiping's himself. Okay. Bai means white and Hong means red. I think maybe there's a tradition of the Moists name themselves after colors. Maybe King Jiping should be called King Rainbow. I should have read that in my Taishi Jiang Jingcai-esque voice, because that was a very girly thing to say. Maybe he should be called King Rainbow. Grunting. That animation, which I really liked the first time or two I saw it, of King Jiping landing on her arm, is getting old. It's like every 4 seconds he comes to land on her arm, and as soon as you look away, he's gone and teleporting back to her arm. Is there anything else, like, are we going to be able to find him again? Is there anything left to do with the guy who sent us on this quest? Because it looks like it's over. We got some reward out of it, a little bit of dialogue. I wasn't paying as much attention as I should be to what our reward was. Like, did we... Oh, we learned a new technique for Kai Hong. That might be it. Huang Huang Zhong is a gate of heaven, possessing the power to create or devour worlds. Okay. Kingdom of Parrots. Said citizens of Heaven Kingdom were living. Huge tree and its rivals in neighboring Pisces Kingdom. Alright, so there's a magical tree kingdom that is at war with some kind of magical bird kingdom. And the Son of Heaven. The Yellow Emperor. Yeah, the Yellow Emperor was the traditional founder of China. Like, when I say traditional, I mean like, yeah, like semi-mythical. Like, this is like he is supposed to have existed before Chinese written history, and if you exist before Chinese written history, you pretty much exist before written history, more or less. Yeah, but the yellow emperor is like this, probably based around like somewhat around a real person or a real people, but yeah, he's like the mythical founder of Chinese society, who fought like demons and shit. You are not the guy. You are just a kind of normal, there's nothing you're selling that I'm interested in at the moment. Yeah, buy something, but he's the guy. He still exists, but we can no longer interact with him, so I guess that quest is over. Supplements. Yeah, they continue to put this boner quest at the top of our list of completed quests. So, as the most, Shiji had chosen a different path and adhered to his own principles, though he spewed sarcastic ridicule. Inside, he is a loyal and honorable man. So we got Clockwork Box, Experienced Xuan. And I think we got the new super techniques for our warriors here, our warrior friends here. Yeah, because she had Moa's Blade Slaughter, now she has Moa's Blade Mercy, creating a shockwave which hits all enemies around her. She slashes continuously, hitting all enemies in front of her. That's probably the one that we want, right? Unlocked in story, unlocked in story. Sorry, it's getting an IM coming in that I glanced at, and it is nothing I need to respond to immediately, but it is good news overall, I believe. Alright, okay, well, other than chess, which we're not going to be able to play any more of them, you know, fancy Chinese checkers, some kind of Chinese tank out, we're not going to be able to play any more fancy Chinese checkers till we get further along on the main story. So if any side quests that we've missed at this point, I just missed. Period. Like, I have exhausted everything I know to do with side quests. So let's move forward with the main story of the game. Zhangguang Path. This world, allegedly located inside the divine artifact Fusion Hu, where monsters of numerous kinds dwell. Within it, the Xuan, in the Hu, and the burp. Maybe during the Rolling Thunder, an operation conducted by the United States during the Vietnam War. Okay, that is not the Rolling Thunder they are referring to. A game that was released on the NES by Tengen during the Nintendo Seal of Quality, Tengen Seal of Quality incident. Many people were secretly involved in that incident. Many of them were secretly Korean and or locker babies. So is there like, this is the army, like you might expect there to be a shop here that's just like a traveling, you know, is the quartermaster for the army or something like that, but I'd rather think of coming to the sea, out of the sea. I'd rather think of coming out of the sea. That probably makes sense in the context of whatever conversation they were having. Hey, look at all the red hairs. Finally crossing this main story marker, and it's just one day I will be a general myself, and it was just a alright, keep going. Stuck on a corner. Stuck on a corner. Woo-doo. It's Kunyang further ahead. Be warned. We'll be dealing with some Kunang stuff now. Just, you know, be advised, man. It's Kunang. It's dangerous territory up there. Seems like if we could... There's a whole lot of places there where there could be a treasure chest, but it does not appear to be a way for us to get through. At any time, there could be a frog statue revealing secret techniques that I was like religiously paying attention to that stuff and leveling them up as we found them, and that has dropped off. Once in a while, I'll get my butt spanked, particularly in a boss fight, but most of the time, particularly with all the voice-acted dialogue scenes, I'm getting through multiple videos without ever encountering combat difficulty, which makes it difficult to really, like... My instinct for min-maxing stuff trails off after a while. Let's see if there's dialogue here.
沙漠不就是土黄色的，哪儿美丽啦？
那若是5色的沙子，足够美丽了吧
？5色的沙子。
Singing sand. That is a weird Asian thing that popped up in a couple of games I've played that never heard singing sands before. It pops up in a couple of games from the East.
也像啜泣。我初次听闻时，还以为是有人在外头哭呢。
就像风吹树林一样的声音呢。
Did the wind whisper Mary？
来自被风沙掩埋的人们，委屈与无奈的哭喊。5色沙，则是他们身上的各色衣着混杂沙粒而成。
哦，竟还有如此悲伤的故事。
Sob, sob, remorse, remorse.
即使是美景，多少也有些难过了。
Yep.
天地无情，但既有知心人相伴，美酒作陪，又何须为此感伤
？No point crying over spilled singing sand. Travels, the whistling sand. Is any of this going to matter? And I don't mind if it doesn't. Like if you just have like journal stuff where we get a little bit more insight into Tai Chi Xiang's mindset with the things that are of interest to her in the travels. Like I'm okay with that. Like video games being as much a storytelling form as an active pursuit. But I am starting to wonder. Legends say that the clothes of those devoured by the dunes are ground into colored sand that weeps in the desert wind. I wonder why those now buried under the sands began their journeys towards the western regions in the first place. Were they exiles like Sister Hong, or maybe they dreamed of the riches such a dangerous place had to offer? In the end, whatever their reason, their lives are in the hands of fate. Maybe all who set out were prepared for a gruesome end. Oh yeah, so the Whistling Sands are kind of like the Chinese version of the Oregon Trail. You know, you're trying to cross the water and suddenly you die of dysentery. Challenging game. Not going to bother to save. Game throws down autosaves pretty frequently, and we haven't really done anything recently. These sequences, I don't know. I mean, you got this in wet as well. When there's only one path to go, and there aren't like, hey, explore different ways and find different cool shit, it does seem a bit like silly. Is that the right word? So anyway, we're finding like sneaky paths around. I mean, these would be premium places to hide from them little frog statue guys. Is this place considered a dungeon? No, I'm in a regular old zone. And she was waiting patiently for Jing to land on her arm because that's what she's doing at all times. Yeah. Timed that exactly wrong. And I'm not allowed to start climbing on walls when there's enemies around to be murdered. So there's something... Maybe if I go up here I can find it. There's some little corner up here which I would think has a treasure chest or something. Yeah, oh, this is it. Silk and crimson liqueur. It's like Goldschlager. That'd be cinnamon liqueur. Yeah, I see you there, buddy. You're not sneaking up on me. I'm just, just not paying that close attention, that's all. Camphor wood and Jedi. That's Nephilite's face. We got a soul of... I didn't even see before it disappeared. Soul of something. Did I trip over sleeping guy? No. It was just a bunch of dudes hanging out ahead of us that I... How did that guy not notice us? So we're getting lots of rags, guys. I knew we'd go from rags to riches. Don't talk to us about the rag. I'm not talking. That's not what I meant. Oh, here's like the super warrior. Let's try to capture him. Big chieftain dude. Yeah, bandit leader. That was Bandit Keith, so it's good that we were able to capture him for extra loots. Have I mastered whatever my current stance is, that I should be doing some other stance instead? Have I mastered my current stance? Yeah, I have. I should be using tiger stance. I think I got Tauru. I need the... Yeah, this is the one I need to be on. I have not mastered this stance, I believe. Different stances aren't making that big of a difference in my life right now, but in theory, I feel like I should be working on all of them. And again, this would be a great place to hide some special loots, because it's freaking dark in here. And have people not see them, but... Always trying to see what the main path is, and then poke around corners, off to the sides, on the way, in case there's stuff I could miss. Anything going on up here, or is it just a dead end? It doesn't feel like a dead end. Oh, this is like an alternate way to get to where I was, or did I... Oh, no, I backtracked. Oh, never mind. Okay, I thought I dropped down and wasn't going to be able to climb back up without going around in a big circle. Oh, okay, that's nice. So he just flew right through that rock to land on your arm. Great. Now, in real life, if you just poke into every little cranny formed by rocks, you're not going to find treasure in all of them. So I shouldn't be disappointed. But you, like, in a gameplay perspective, you're like, well, why did you put that in if you're not going to put anything there? Maybe the answer is to make it feel like a real world a bit, perhaps. Maybe. And he keeps whacking himself on the head. That said interact. Was that just... Okay. The camera had somehow gotten directed in such a way that I would have gone right back into the thing I had just crawled out of. Crawled out of the butt of that cave. Thought I saw something over here for a second. Yeah, I do have to say, it was so cool the first couple of gameplay experiences I had with it, but I'm sort of over this, you know, like Fallout 3. I never played the Fallout 1 or 2. Fallout 3 was a big deal for me the first time I played it, crawling around, open world. But just like traveling by foot through a bunch of like nondescript empty space to get from one place of interest to another in video games, I'm kind of over it.
红儿，你走访西域，
哇
可曾遇过什么奇人？
可多着了。
Well, there's you. You're pretty cool. Oh,
人们
really?
面貌、风俗各异，但我印象最深的，倒数来自离轩国，被称作幻冥的人们。
The
他们能以
Phantoms,
嘴
eh?
挺起番旗，一脚将朱玉踢上头顶，甚至口吐火焰。
Flag bolts in their
口
mouths.
吐火焰，这么厉害呀！
老
And
道
they
的
can
幻
crap
灯，
lightning,
有的
huh?
还能剑斩自身，去指服杂草便能止血，几日后身上全无伤痕。
难道不是那
Why
药
would
草
they
有
do
什么
that?
奇效？
No,
我早有
their
听说
herbs don't heal them at all.
他
Like,
们吃进去的，确实
she
只是
just
路
said
边
they
的
eat
杂
these
草。
herbs and it heals somebody. It's like, oh, do these herbs have healing properties?
真想亲眼目睹一次呢。
Why is the idea that she's like inventing stories to tell them for entertainment purposes? Are we meant to accept any of this as true? Because, like, you know, and I obviously I don't understand spoken Chinese. I'm reading subtitles and getting what I can from the vocal inflections, but it doesn't seem to me like she's presented as like telling crazy tall tales to be entertaining. But she's talking about a bunch of just nonsense. The Phantoms must have cast some kind of spell on themselves, allowing them to spit fire and crap lightning and recover from knife wounds. I thought the clockwork was strange enough, but the people in Western region surprised me even more. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if someone told me that people there could fly. Also, I've heard rumors that the people in the West enjoy, you know, bull rope, rodeo expeditions. Just never mind. Okay, wow, I stupidly thought hitting right on the control, directional control would move things right, but I forgot in this menu. The menu in this game is weird. I never stop wanting to just like press left and right to move around in this menu, and instead you move around on a map. You got to press L1 and R1. Oh, hey! Apparently we got to the point in the story where I could do this, and I wasn't paying attention. Fusion Lab upgraded level 3, which is the ultimate. Oh, never mind. 1 and 2 is story. 3 was ingredients, so we finally had the ingredients to do it. What does level 3 mean? Like, how is it better now? Well, whatever. Recipes. Is there anything that we haven't already made? Bear stance, chance of decreasing defense by 15 for 15 seconds. Reduces poison damage. Ear Rat Soul Essence. Reduce bleeding damage from an enemy. It could be useful. So the enemy with Wicked Shout decreases attack by 15% for 10 seconds. Soul of Boggard. Well, I was kind of excited about that, but I guess it kind of don't matter. I could have upgraded this. Potentially. I didn't. Yeah, Clockwork Box is what got me there. Alright. Let's get back to the inventory here. Silk is new. Recipe, Soul of Breaking. Using Bear Stance, chance to increase 80% of defense for 15 seconds. Did I save? I meant to save. If I didn't save, I will save now. And if I did save, I will save now. What I'm saying is, I'm saving now. Oh, we're back into like the evil stuff, like it's Mass Effect Andromeda, one of the handful, very few things I remember about that game. It's a long-ass game, and I barely remember the experience of playing it now, but there were these like mysterious, weird, glowy things that would grow in the, and you never found, like, part of the ongoing mystery of what, I'm sure they had plans for it. I don't think they introduced it, like, Star Wars The Force Awakens style with they didn't figure out what anything was. They were going to let the people who made the next game figure it all out. I'm sure they had a plan. But Mass Effect Andromeda was a massive critical failure, so it's probably not getting a sequel. Was it even a massive critical failure? Or at this point, to get a AAA game made, it has to be a huge, like, gigantic success, or it doesn't get followed up on. Like, you're not allowed to have a moderate success and then get a follow-up these days if you're, like, coming out of a AAA studio. And I'm just, like, talking, thinking out loud here, so if somebody jump in and point out 8 examples of how I'm wrong, it's fine. Maybe I should have just ended the video there. This could be
这
lengthy.
痕迹和蚁地山上的好生相似。
The cracks? You'd call those cracks?
深山的裂痕比这小了许多。
Oh, you're into the big ones, are you?
山、商山、高阳遗迹，一路到这儿，裂痕是越来越深了。
Mm-hmm.
只有轩辕剑气能造成这种裂痕，或者是大小姐来此
Wait, I
下
thought I was
药
your young mistress. You keep landing on my arm.
往前看看吧。
Good idea. New quest, where the fissures guide. Investigate the fissure. Well, I was just saying maybe I should have called it a video in case this keeps going for a long time, because we're pretty close to the end of the video. And maybe I've been given that chance. The only side quest we still have open is We're the Opponents. And after a long break from having to do the chess game, it does appear that we are more or less right outside of the city of Kunyang, which looks from the main map like it's going to be the biggest city in the game. Who knows how many quests we're going to have to do that involve backtracking or going off on side paths we haven't seen at this point before we're allowed to get through that big-ass gate. But I feel like we're probably just about to enter the main city of the game, or at least the largest, and maybe even get our chess on. I'm Serious JG, thanks for watching. Please tune in next time despite the fact that it might involve chess. Bye-bye.